As runners, we all challenge ourselves in ways we never thought possible, pushing the boundaries of what we're capable of to smash through targets and set ourselves new, bigger and better ones.
This awesome hobby that we share gives us one thing in common, and it brings us together as a community. Whether you're working towards completing your first parkrun or you're a veteran of the sport who's run 100 ultra marathons, we all know the feeling of reaching that maxed out effort and our own red line.
Welcome to our podcast, where your hosts Brett Elsmore and Andy Maguire discuss the struggles, the successes and everything in between on our running journeys, as we all work towards the next time we're running the red line. Hello and welcome to episode 119 of Running the Red Line. I am your host Brett, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host Andy and my little man.
I could just hear some prolific and vicious purring as you were talking then.
He just jumped up on my lap in the last minute or so. Yeah.
Does he sort? I don't see. I'm not really a cat man. I don't really understand cats. Does he purr? You know, just because he loves to purr, or is it when you stroke him he starts purring?
They purr mostly when they're happy or when they're having some fuss.
Yeah,
but they do purr sometimes to comfort themselves.
Right. That's not as weird and sinister as it sounds, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, but yeah, a lot of the time it's when they are happy and they're either having some fuss, or they're like in the morning when Boba realizes I'm waking up, he will come and crawl all over me and purr in my face and start licking my arms and stuff because he wants to wake me up and say, come on, give me some food, because he knows that's going to happen.
You sound quite lucky in that respect, because I know friends that have got cats and their cats will literally like dive bomb on them to wake them up. Like cats can be proper knobheads, can't they?
Yeah, he does that sometimes, yeah. But sometimes he comes in, like when I'm laying in bed, he will sleep like right next to my head, and then he'll just gently get his paw and like do that on you to try and wake you up, and it's on your face or something. But because he's got like long claws, it's always claw rather than just soft pad of his paw. It's clawing you across the face.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's really gentle. But yeah, and then Misa's just a softie.
Oh, God bless him. Well, we had just before the podcast today, we had an incident. So Daisy was out in the garden.
I was just about to say, can you take us through your palaver you've had just before the pod?
Well, it was even worse actually, because so basically she must have trod in her own poo in the garden. So she must have done one and then ran to, I don't know, check out a squirrel or something and not look where she's gone. And then she's jumped up at me and Laura and was giving me some fuss. And I could see her like trying to nibble. And I was like, oh, let me do it. So I put my hand and like, this is going to be graphic now, but we're all runners. We can handle it. And I tried to clean out the in between her paws. And let's just say my worst nightmares became reality when I sniffed my fingers and realised that it wasn't just a little bit of mud. And then I realised that she'd just been through the house as well. Luckily, she'd only trod on the hard floor and not the carpet or anything. And so, we had to get her in the shower. and wash it, hose her down. But the thing is, she not in the winter when I take her out for runs and stuff. 6 months of the year, she'll get in that bath after every run. But in the summer, she'll go 3 months. And I realised today she hasn't had a bath or a shower for like three months because it's just been no mud anywhere. It's not rained or anything. So she comes back from a run with me or a walk looking like she did when we left. But the problem is, like your running trainers, she's getting progressively dustier as the summer is getting on. And I haven't really noticed how dirty she's been getting until we put her in the shower today. So yeah, sorry, Days. And yeah, she's...
What she like in the bath or the shower? Does she like it, or is she?
She hates it. She just freezes. So it does actually make our life a bit easier because she's so traumatized by water. So we can just do it quickly, and we have to get like the shower hose on her. And she doesn't like it on her face, but she's so cute because she won't moan. She'll just look at you with those big puppy dog eyes, and you can see that she's absolutely terrified and hating her life. She'll let you do it, but we don't wash her face. We don't have to. But apparently there's all these things. I mean, it's 2026 now, so there's always, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But we've read that you can't really be washing your dog too often because apparently shampoos and even the dog shampoos that we get for her can take out the natural and essential oils in her coat and in her... It's a load of codswallop, really. Because if you've got to wash your dog, you've got to wash your dog. But a bit like pigs, I think it's not a problem for dogs to be a bit dirty because naturally they can cope with it much better than we can. But at the end of the day, we don't want our house. Maybe you can just politely say, oh, your house doesn't smell that bad. But I don't think our house smells that bad. So we try and keep Daisy fairly clean. But we don't want to be a house that smells like dog, because some people, maybe I'm sounding exactly like those people I'm mentioning now, but I don't think she smells that bad. But she might do. I've got no idea. But
you do go nose blind, don't you? In your own house, you stop noticing the smell of your own house until you've had some time away from it, and you come back to it and go, oh, actually.
Is that a polite way of saying, Andy, your house stinks?
No, that's a way of saying my house stinks of cats.
I didn't think that when I've been around yours, though. I don't think it does. Considering, I imagine they've got a litter tray in the house, have they?
Oh, they've got two. Yeah, they've got one upstairs in the bathroom and one downstairs.
I didn't notice it. But then again, I think once you've got an animal or a pet, you almost don't really mind that smell. What's that noise? Is she trying to get in? What are you doing? She wants to come in. Come here, Days. Do you want to get on the podcast? Come on, let's show everyone your new coats. Here she is. She's been scratching on the door. Look.
Hey.
All right, Days. Say hello. Go on, sniff the microphone. Go on, sniff that. Sniff it. Bite it. No, don't. Actually, don't do that. But no, she's a good old girl, Days. We've this morning, Daisy and I have been. Oh, go on. Okay. This morning, Daisy and I have been out for a little trail run because we've been getting the morning runs done because it's getting so warm at the moment, and we went for a run. I was going to go up the Malverns, but instead we just did a local traily, fieldy, cross-country style loop round by us. And there's this little water crossing that's not too bad this time of year because, the water table's quite low and the stream isn't that bad to cross. But she hates crossing it. So I am just being that pushy parent that basically throws her in the water and says, come on, you've got to get over this. And I crossed the stream on the stepping stones. And I was so proud of her today because she literally jumped in the water.
Oh, wow.
And she's never done that before. And she was just about to get out. And then she saw a log, panicked because she thought it was a fish. And then she basically started having a panic attack in the water. But apart from that, absolutely fine.
Brilliant.
And but yeah, we had a lovely little trail run this morning, Daisy and I.
Nice.
And yeah, it was. I don't know if you've been noticing this, but then again, I don't think you're not a serious. You're not like a 6-7 o'clock a morning runner, are you?
No,
usually,
no.
But as the summer's been going on, the mornings now are really quite nice and cool, as are the evenings. So it's just the middle of the day that's really, really hot.
Yeah, that's normally when I go for a run.
What, nice and right in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get this door closed. So, yeah, it's not been that bad because that's why I'm still in my running gear, because I've not long got back really, but it's it's nice to be out in the morning because it's cool. Yeah. But it on that one thing I've written down here actually, for those of us that are in the UK, we are currently in a record-breaking year already. We are about to enter, or we are in our 5th heat wave of the year or the summer since May, or since June, I think, and it's only August. So we've had 5 heat waves in basically about 10 weeks. And we have just broken the record this week for days above 30 degrees Celsius. We have done 35 days above 30 degrees. And every day this week is forecast to be about 30 or above. So it looks like, and I don't know if you've looked at the long-term forecast, but the next 2 or 3 weeks are looking almost identical, like 25 minimum. So it's going to be another hot month.
Yeah, which sounds brilliant, but at the same time, is it really a good thing that it's so hot?
Well, when was the last time you saw rain? How long ago how far away does what's that place called in Leamington where the cross country is? Newbold Common.
Oh, yeah.
But how far away does that concept feel right now? You know, like a muddy 2 o'clock start in the afternoon, and it's drizzly, it's 2 degrees, it's, you know, you're ankle deep in mud. Like, it just seems so far, that's such an alien concept, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But snap your fingers and it'll be here, because
I know
everything goes so fast at the moment.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, I think what it is, I think I'm acclimatizing. I think we're all acclimatizing, because the first few weeks of these heat waves early on in June, it was a bit much, wasn't it? You can't sleep, or you can't, you know, but now we've kind of gotten used to it. I think we're all building up a bit of a resilience to it a little bit. And I think that shows in the running as well. Like, I'm still, it would be easier to just say, no, I'm going to have the summer off and not do any running at all. But I'm now going out. Well, I've been doing it for a few weeks really, but you know, a run in 25 degrees doesn't scare me. Doesn't, you know, I don't, you know, if you've got to go for a run in that heat, you've got to do it. And you just get on with it, don't you? You just do it, because it's either that or stop running, which is not an option.
No, definitely not an option. Yeah. I quite like running in the heat as well. I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I mean, if you think about it from a purely selfish point of view, it's actually quite good, isn't it? Because I've heard it called poor man's altitude training.
Yeah, like, basically.
Like, doesn't it? I don't know the science, but something to do with capillaries and red blood cells, and doesn't it increase your ability to get oxygen where it needs to be? And the hope is that you'll train like the Kenyans do at altitude and then come and race in London and smash it. It's like if you train in the heat and then race day comes along all of a sudden and it's 8-9 degrees, the theory is that your body is almost ready to run at, you know, at a higher temperature, let alone a much cooler temperature. So that's the hope, is that we can all do well if we keep training.
Everybody will be breaking PBs.
Yeah, maybe we could do a Parkrunning the Red Line in autumn one day, and everyone's going to get and everyone's going to do a George Kelly. 25% age grade. So, yeah.
Just going back, just because I pulled it up on my phone, I've just opened my phone again. As you were saying about Daisy having a bath and how she hates it. Now, obviously, haven't done it for years, but when I first got Boba, now my kitchen has changed quite a lot, so it doesn't look like this anymore. But when I first got Boba, he absolutely loved having a bath.
Oh my God, look at him.
And cats don't
in
really
the sink.
like baths. In the sink. And then that's him after he had a bath. Looks half the cat. Bless him.
Look at him. Look at those ears. So was that an actual bath, or had he just jumped in the washing up?
No, it giving him a bath.
Oh. So what, did he just hear the sound of the trickling water and think, yep, that's time for my bath?
No, it was a specific, he needed a bath.
And he just doesn't mind, and he just didn't mind.
Yeah. He would sit in the sink in the water and put water all over him and wash him, and he'd be loving it.
Oh. So I take it no chance of doing that now?
I don't know. I haven't tried for years, but there's no need to. I only wash him or anything when he has got really mucky, or he needs, because cats clean themselves, don't they? They're very clean animals. That's the thing. That's the thing. Right? Can you answer me this? Cats, especially like Misa, right? When she comes up and like nuzzles into your face and stuff, her breath stinks because it stinks of cat food, right?
Yeah.
But cats clean themselves by licking themselves, so all over. But they smell, like their fur and their body smells amazing. So how can they use smelly breath and saliva to clean themselves and smell brilliant? How is that possible?
It's wizardry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they hold the breath while they're licking their balls. Well, it's got to be something to do with the sandpapery nature of their tongues, really, isn't it? Rather than the odor. Maybe the odor just is airborne and it doesn't stick to the hairs at all.
But the thing is, they can't lick their head. So to clean their head, they lick their hand, their paw, and then clean their head, don't they?
Yeah.
So they're just rubbing their saliva into their head, but it still smells perfect, even though they're using their smelly cat food breath.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a real head scratcher, that one.
Yeah, because cats are very different to dogs, aren't they? Dogs get very smelly.
I love it.
Their fur gets stinky, whereas cats never smell.
Like, for example, I'll take Daisy out for a run and she'll just rub herself, like her neck, like that, in fox poo and wee.
Yeah.
And to her, and it smells, it's got a weird, distinctive smell. It smells like a really not very nice smelling mint flavored tea. It smells like some sort of weird peppermint tea. And to her, it smells like Hugo Boss. It smells like Chanel No. 5. And I'm thinking, what are you doing, Days? What are you doing, you absolute mental case? So, I'm worried, actually, because on my latest video, I'm worried that the dog community might come for me because I've filmed a few of our runs. And it's obviously been 20 odd, well, probably not quite 20 degrees because we've done morning runs, but it's been warm. And I've been letting her off the lead and I've been filming it. And, I've been having a bit of banter with Daisy. Can you have banter with your dog? Well, I can in my head. And I'm worried that the dog community are going to come for me. That they're going to be, you shouldn't be doing that. It's 2026. Don't you know that you shouldn't be doing that? But the thing is, right, I've got to remind people that Daisy's not a normal dog.
Mhm.
She is fitter than most people. She is basically her VO2. She's got a VO2 max of 216. She is a Spanish street dog. She's a rescue dog. So she has got inbuilt acclimatization to heat.
Yeah.
And she is a very energetic dog anyway. She's not overweight. So I can take her on a 6-mile run. And yes, she's panting and stuff. But as long as I give her water and I give her regular breaks and stuff, I don't know what else I can do really. Because it's like us. It's like us. I don't want to stop taking her out for runs and walks.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to disrupt her routine.
But the thing is, if she didn't want to go, she'd let you know that she didn't want to go. Yeah. And it's not like you're dragging her along. She's running in front of you most of the time.
Yeah. Well, she did do this thing. She did do this thing on the last run that I filmed, and I thought, oh yeah, go on, I'll leave it in. So I think it's funny, but I'm probably going to get someone's going to have a go at me for it. She does lie down as if to say, "I've had enough," but then I don't physically pick her up or anything. She still gets up and runs off. Yeah. She just needed to lie down. But yeah, I think the dog lot are going to get me.
Yeah, but if she didn't want to go any further, she would just stop and wouldn't move, and you'd be trying to pull her along and she wouldn't go. The fact that she is happy and her tail's wagging and she's running up ahead in front of you for the whole run, that shows that she's happy doing it. It's not like you're forcing her.
I think the problem with dogs is they're a bit like Brett Elsmore's. They will just go and go and go until they drop dead. They'll never admit that they're broken and they're tired.
No.
And Daisy would probably go all day if I could probably take her on an ultra. I've thought that in a purely selfish way. Could Daisy do a 50K? And I think she could. I genuinely think that she could. If I chose the right weather day, probably would have to be a cool spring day, dry day, and lots of, because, I'd need to be fueled and so would she. I'd need to obviously think about all that sort of stuff. Obviously giving lots of water and stuff. But I genuinely think I could do an ultra marathon with Daisy. But then you start bordering on, well, that's cruel. That's cruel on dogs, that is. But you think, well, no, she is basically an athlete. She basically is. She just never done any chip-timed events. That's not true, actually. She has. She's done a few Maverick events.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And she's won the Weymouth Forest Parkrun numerous times. She smashed that Labrador up the hill a few times. That golden retriever. So she's a serious. This flight is doing my head in.
I've been watching you do that the whole time and chuckling to myself every time
because I've lost it. Me. After I was talking up my
if you
Andre Agassi, it's broken.
What?
I think I've electrocuted too many wasps. And it just doesn't light up anymore. And it's...
Is the battery dead?
No, I've replaced the battery and still nothing. So I'm absolutely seething. But it did serve a good purpose. I'm just trying to think where I've actually put it, because I'm thinking of just volleying this fly. Don't even need to electrocute it. But that's absolutely... Look at it. It's just there on the wire. Missed it.
Sorry to all the listeners for that.
No, didn't quite get it. I didn't Miyagi it.
I was going to say,
sorry.
You need a pair of chopsticks.
Yeah. I'm just going to wait in here for 50 years until I catch it to perfect my craft. But anyway, why don't we talk about your interesting journey home from Devon,
mate?
Yesterday, Sunday. Sorry.
So, I had an interesting drive down there, and an even more interesting, well, if you can call it interesting, drive back. But the drive down there, fantastic. The bus drove brilliantly. And for all the listeners, when I say bus, I don't mean like a National Express or or a Diamond bus from Redditch or something like that, or a red double decker. I mean my Volkswagen camper. So yeah, it's a 1970 bay window camper, and yeah, it drove down there fantastic all the way to Devon, and we got into Devon, and my other mate's camper started to overheat slightly. So they pulled over to stop for a bit to let it cool down. That flying past the camera is brilliant. And so
me.
Us that were up ahead of them when they stopped found a place to pull over and stopped and waited. And then we were there for about 15 minutes, and then they came past again. And we jumped in our buses to get behind them. And as I pulled off from being parked up, I don't know what was wrong with it, but it started driving terribly. The engine was backfiring. It sounded like it was running on 3 cylinders. It was it didn't want to pull in any gear, and we were going through like these twisty, really narrow country lanes, up hills, and it was the most stressful 20 minutes to the campsite I've had as a drive. It was horrendous. Didn't know where I was going.
Was this also the first outing of the year in the bus? Have you done many more drives this year?
Not since we repaired it from when it broke down on that island, and we've had to replace the brake servo and everything. So this is the first proper outing since then. I've drove it a few times around town and backwards and forwards and stuff just to test it, but no big journeys. So yeah, so I managed to limp it to the campsite, and yeah, it was horrendous. Going up the hills, it was a nightmare. So got it to the campsite, got it into the place where I was camping, and I was like, right, it's there. I'm forgetting about it now until we go home. So
can I just ask you, on your way to Combe Martin, do you remember a hill that snakes its way up an A road? And I think it's called Porlock Hill. It is a never-ending hill. It's in between Minehead and Combe Martin. It's probably about halfway in between, and it is a horror of a hill. So my thoughts are with you.
Yeah,
for getting up and over that.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't fun, but we got there, parked up, and I went, right, I'm just leaving it there. So I put all my curtains up for my bus. Instead of having curtains that slide across or anything, I've made blackout curtains, which I put up with magnets just to block off all the windows. So put all those on, and I was like, right, we're camping for the weekend. That's my bed now for the weekend. I'm going to worry about it. Then on Saturday, I thought, right, we're going home tomorrow, so I better just start it just to see if it's okay. Started first turn of the key, running lovely, like it never had a problem. I was like, okay, this is a bit weird, but seems to be running fine. No problem. Then on Sunday, I got up earlier than everybody else, and then when I'd packed up and got everything ready, I thought I'm going to just get in my bus, move it around just to see if it's okay. Seemed to be absolutely fine. So I was like, perfect. It sorted itself out. It just needed some time to cool down and rest. So we all jumped in it, drove down to Woolacombe for the day, had a day on the beach. Then got in buses to drive home, got in it. It drove absolutely lovely all the way through Devon, got onto the M5, drove absolutely fine all the way up the M5, got off at the Droitwich turning, got into Witchbold, and then it started playing up again and started backfiring and not running right, and like it wanted to stall, no power in any gear. bizarre. And then I managed to get to Bromsgrove, and it just died. And I was like, oh, okay. So managed to pull over to the side of the road so I wasn't blocking the road, and waited for a few minutes, had a bit of a look at the engine, tried to start it again, and it fired into life just about. And I was like, right, I've got to get it off this road. So we carried on down the A38, and just as we came up to one of the sets of traffic lights, it started to die again. And I was like, okay. So we were sat at the traffic lights. As soon as they went green, I just turned left into a housing estate and parked it up at the side of the road. And I was like, I'm just going to have to wait here for a while. And one of my mates was still with me at this point because everybody else had gone off to where they needed to go. And I said, look, just go home and I'll sort this out. I'll wait, see if it cools down in a bit and see if it starts up. And he was like, no, I'm waiting with you. So we waited for about half an hour, started it up, and it started fine.
What time is it by now?
When it first started playing up, when we got into Bromsgrove, it was 9:30 at night.
What time did you leave Devon?
Oh, about 4:30.
Right. So
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 4:30, 5ish, I think. Yes, somewhere around there. So yeah, about 9:30 it started to play up. But yeah, we waited for half an hour and it started up, and I was like, right, it started. I'm just going to get home. So we got back on the A38, got down to the island at the bottom, turned onto the dual carriageway to go to Redditch, and just as I got onto the dual carriageway, it died. And I went and had to pull onto the slip road that goes into the golf course. And my mate pulled behind me, and he was like, "Mate, it's getting really late. I'm gonna have to go." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been telling you to go for ages." And he said, "But I can't leave you in the like the slip road. I'm going to push you around the corner." So he got his bus and basically got his bumper against my bumper and pushed me around the corner. And I rolled down the road into a parking spot at the side of the road. And he went, because he'd got his dog with him as well. And he was like, I've got to get home, got to get dog home. I was like, yep, you go. So he went off. And I just went, right, I'm just going to have to park up here for a bit. There was no street lights. It's pitch black. So I was like, what do I do? So I just sat in my bus I sat there for just over 2 hours, and I thought, I'm going to let it cool completely, because if it's overheating and that's what's causing the problem, I'm going to let it cool completely and then try again. So at this point, a couple of hours later, I thought, I'm going to try it again, and it sparked into life. And I was like, okay, right. Pulled away, and it pulled okay. And I was like, okay, right, it's cooled down enough, I can go. So jumped on the dual carriageway, flew down the dual carriageway, got off the slip road to go towards my house, started to go through the islands that you go through. There's about 5 different islands. And on the second island, it completely died again. So I then had to get out my bus and push it back off the island into a housing estate again. And I just parked it up at the side of the road and went, that's it. I reckon I'm going to be here for the night now. So got my pillow, lay down, couldn't get to sleep. And I was like, and I was there for about an hour and went, I'm going to try it again. Tried it, and it sparked into life again. And I was like, I am literally 2 minutes away from my house, so I'm just going to go for it. So drove down the road, managed to roll it down the road to my house. And because it was still running, I thought, I'm going to try and reverse it on the drive. So position myself in the middle of the road to reverse it onto my drive, and it just completely died in the middle of the road. And I was like, and my road is slightly on a slope. It's not a steep slope, but it's slightly on a slope. So I got out and tried to push it back up the slope so I could park outside my house, and I just couldn't push it. I was knackered. And at this point, it was 4:00 in the morning. And I was like, so I just got in it, rolled it down the slope and parked at the side of the road, got all my stuff out, put it in my house, locked up my bus and just got in the house and went to bed. And I eventually got to bed at probably about 4:45 in the morning. And it was horrendous, but I am so lucky I managed to get it home.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's wrong with it. I started to have a look at it yesterday. We managed to jumpstart it, then drove up to my shop, which is 5 minutes drive away. And we got about 800 meters away from my shop, from the entrance to my shop. And it died again. So my dad had to get the tow bar on and tow me all the rest of the way. And we've had a look at a few things, and I think there's several things wrong with it. It's doing all sorts of weird things, but that's the joys of old vehicles. And yeah.
Ouch.
So I have now got a few days where I've got loads of work on as well to try and get it sorted, because I'm supposed to be going up to Skeg this weekend on Friday.
Yeah, just book a hotel.
Well, wait, it's a Volkswagen show, and I'm trading.
Take your tent.
So I'm supposed to be trading out of my bus.
So you really do need it.
Yeah. So
just get your old man to tow it up for you.
Yeah, he'll love that. Yeah. But I think there's all sorts of things wrong. So I don't think the battery is charging. So that's probably the dynamo or the regulator's gone. And then it's not running right. So I've changed the condenser and it's still the same. I've changed the timing slightly, and that's still the same. I've changed the mixture on the carb. It's still the same. So it could be coil, could be plugs, could be leads, could be points, could be a blockage in the carb. I don't know. So I've just got to go through it and try and find where the problem is.
Hopefully not too much of an expensive job.
Well, I've got spares of pretty much everything for the engine apart from the dynamo and regulator. But if I think I do need to change the dynamo or the regulator. So if I do, I might as well do an alternator conversion as well.
Do you remember Dynamo?
Yeah, the magician.
Yeah, wasn't he more of an illusionist though? He would just disappear or something. Or wouldn't he just do a trick where he would just vanish into thin air?
Yeah, he did do close-up magic as well. But then, on his TV show, he used to have these big things he did as well.
I quite like Dynamo. He was quite endearingly kind of almost quite shy, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was way less weird than someone like David Blaine.
Yeah.
Because David Blaine has got this weird, intense energy about him, hasn't he?
Shazam.
Remember the eyeball? Oh, yes.
Can you remember when David Blaine locked himself in a Perspex box in London?
In London, yes.
It was hanging off a crane. And then,
so what was the idea? A month or something?
Yeah, he stayed in there and didn't have any food for the whole time he was there.
It was like an exhibition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like you could go and see him.
People started throwing like sandwiches and stuff at the outside of the box.
Throwing Big Macs.
Typical Londoners. Oh, you think you're going to sit up there not eating? Yeah, I'll have a sandwich.
Yeah.
But can you remember when Dynamo walked on water?
No, I remember when he held his breath. What do you mean he walked on water?
So he did like at the end of one of his TV shows, his big trick was he walked across the Thames.
That's ridiculous.
Not across it, but walked on the Thames and walked on water. And I think it came out that basically they'd made a platform that was made out of see-through like perspex, so no one could see the platform, and he was just walking across the platform.
I just love the idea that everyone's like, he's literally walking on a boardwalk 3 inches below the waves. We know what you're doing, Dave. We know what you're doing. This is so obvious. It's the most obvious thing to do.
That was Dynamo, not David Blaine.
Oh, that was a Dynamo one.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's a bit stupid, really, isn't it? That's not the best. That's not the best. Don't try and emulate Jesus Christ on live TV because you probably won't be able to do it.
But in the show, it looked quite realistic, and there was people there, like live reactions, going, "Wow, wow!"
Yeah.
But when you look back, you can sort of tell how it was done.
But it was done in like nowadays, you just couldn't do that now, could you? Because there's so many reasons why certain bits of entertainment wouldn't work anymore. And that's one of them, being an illusionist. There'd be so many people going, no, I can tell you're not doing that because I'm flying my drone right over your head right now and I can see you walking on a board. But back then you could get away with all that sort of stuff, couldn't you? But certain things that David Blaine did, and Derren Brown to some degree, I actually quite like that form of entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember David Blaine did a thing where he wanted to hold his breath underwater for something like 5 minutes or something stupid like that. And he did it live on TV. And he surprisingly didn't do it, or he wanted to do 8 minutes or something like that. And he was talking about reaching a state of nirvana or whatever it's called, reaching this. It's all about the mind and controlling all this sort of thing. And then he lasted about 3 minutes and blood was coming out of his nose underwater. So he was basically having a brain hemorrhage live on TV just for entertainment. And I think that's good entertainment. That's good. Your brain is literally bleeding into this water you're sitting in. Oh, this is good stuff. But like nobody does that stuff anymore, do they?
No.
Like
Derren Brown's programs were great when he would hypnotize people and make them go and do stuff.
Oh my God. He had me once and I thought, when I think back to it, I think, for God's sake, Andy, you stupid idiot. So he did this thing, right? And I didn't realize he was hypnotizing me, the audience. It was in about 2001. So no phones, no internet, none of that stuff. And he was talking about something called smell-o-vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where he would put a lemon or something strong smelling. And he said, if you focus enough on this image, and he said, I want you to, if you're at home watching this, focus on this image and then look at it. And he left it on screen for about a minute, 2 minutes. And he said, I want you to go up on screen now and I want you to take a big sniff. And the next thing you will smell is lemon. And I did it. I could smell lemon. I was like, it's worked. I can't believe it. It's worked. And then I think he came back live after the break. He's like, yeah, I had you then. That was complete nonsense. That's the power of suggestion. I thought, oh my God, how did I let that shit? I immediately just felt shame. I immediately felt so thick, so stupid that I'd let the power of suggestion manipulate my movements and my thought. But someone has, like, he's done some wicked ones though. Did you ever see the one where he did waking up in your worst nightmare?
Yeah.
In an arcade, like a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a really good one. Did you watch the Stephen Fry assassin one?
No.
So
did he hypnotize someone to go and assassinate Stephen Fry?
Yes.
Wow.
It was all about I can't remember what the thing was, but he made them become a marksman, basically.
Yes.
And, and they had a gun and a rubber gun, and when they would hear a song, that was the trigger. So what Derren Brown said was, subliminally, this whole TV show, he was giving the marks subliminal triggers.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, within 3 or 5 minutes or whatever it took to make the decision to do it, all these triggers happened within, a short space of time. So basically it happened, and then he stood up in the middle of the balcony or whatever it was, and he shot his gun, which had rubber bullets, but he didn't know, at Stephen Fry. And this guy was like so sort of hypnotized that And that's it. Stephen Fry was in on it, faked being shot, and then ran off and tried to get away with it. And Derren Brown cornered this person after the shooting and said, this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This is just an experiment. And whether you've passed or failed, I don't know. But it was quite amazing. And I remember the music was "Can You Feel It" by the Jackson 5. And as soon as you hear that, that's one of your triggers. Another one was a sound. Another one was a visual color, red or something like that. It was just absolutely amazing. But thinking back again, has he had me again? Were they a stooge? But Derren Brown always says that he doesn't use stooges, but anybody can say that, can't they?
Yeah. But the craziest one he's ever done is, did you see the Russian roulette one?
No.
So they played a game of Russian roulette.
And the person he was playing against thought it was real?
On live TV. No, and there was a real bullet in the gun.
No. What? Why would you film that in case you blow your own brains out?
Well, that was the thing. He had to be mega confident, didn't he, that it wasn't ever going to happen.
But you can't be unless you know for a fact there's no risk.
Hang on.
That's mental. And why would you play against him?
It was a 2003 television special in which the illusionist Derren Brown participated in a game of Russian roulette on live TV.
Oh, I'll have to watch that. That sounds pretty good. But he used to make, around about that time, he used to make some brilliant TV, didn't he?
Yeah.
Some great shows.
It was broadcast by Channel 4 to approximately 3 million viewers. During broadcast, the gun was presented as being loaded with a live round. Oh, it was actually loaded with a blank. So there you go. He's had me as well.
Yeah. But I again, right? So me and Laura went to watch Derren Brown at somewhere in the West End. I don't know, 2010, 11? No, later than that. Anyway, and he did a thing where it was all about faith healing. Basically saying faith healing is all about the power of suggestion. And what I like about Derren Brown was he basically says, everything I tell you is nonsense. And I'm going to show you that it's nonsense, but I'm also going to show you how it works on you. You know it's nonsense, but you'll forget that because you'll believe what you believe. And then, for example, right, he's like, I want anyone to put their hand in the air who feels like they've got a pain or an injury or something. And at the time, I had a dodgy shoulder from playing football or something. So I put my hand in the air. And by the end of it, there were about 50 of us stood up out of 300. And he made us all do like a bit of breath work. Then all of a sudden, the West End Theatre show lights pointed towards the audience, and they blasted this intense amount of light at the audience. And honestly, it felt incredible. Like this light felt like a bath. And then all of a sudden, he's like, right, how do you all feel? And he was interviewing people that were in a blooming sling or had a broken ankle, and they were like, yeah, I feel fine. I feel like I run a marathon. I was like, I think my shoulder injury's gone. And of course it hasn't. It's just the power of suggestion and the power of distraction. Yeah. And it's such an incredible psychology, isn't it?
Because Derren Brown did a show once where he proved how what do they call them when they talk to the dead and stuff?
Mediums.
Where he proved mediums are just hoaxes. And he was like, they just read the people that they're talking to. So they watch for the reactions of the person and go with that reaction, and they're just reading that person and telling them what they want to hear. And they believe because they're hoping for that, what they're telling them.
Well, I think he did a bit of a Louis Theroux, because Louis Theroux did those weird weekends and they're all based in America. So he went over to America, probably because he knows that the game is up in the UK, because no one knew him in America. And he went, do you know what a pastor is? A pastor.
Yes. Yeah.
And he taught someone to be a pastor, basically, and to take a church congregation and to do this faith healing thing where
they touch them and they're healed.
Yeah. So he would do all that sort of stuff. And he's like, all these people are charlatans. You pay them money. They're not doing anything. You're just making them rich. And all they're doing is they're making you think that you're healed when you're not at all. And he taught someone, or he trained someone to be in that level of confidence, basically, to go and do it. It's amazing. Another one I saw was he went to the dogs, like as in I don't know if there is a dog circuit anywhere in the UK anymore, but like the horse racing.
And did some bets.
Yeah. So he'd go to the cashier and he would say, "This is the winning ticket."
Yes.
And the guy would be like, "All right." And just give him 50 quid.
Yeah. And in that same one, he got somebody to go to a casino for him to put a load of money onto a roulette. And he was watching a live video, and he had trained himself to work out which number it was going to land on, depending on how fast the roulette wheel was spinning and how quickly they threw the ball.
Wow.
And he got the guy to put a load of money on this one number, and it landed on the one next to it. Just missed it.
Well, they say, by the way, that the top croupiers, or most croupiers, in especially with the roulette wheel, they can control where, at least red or black or odds or evens or whatever, they can control with the spin and the throw of the ball where it's going to land, which I find fascinating. But imagine having the skill to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's more or less what Derren Brown did, and he was like working out the speed and how they threw the ball and everything. He could guess where it was going to land.
Yeah,
crazy. But I've just pulled up this Russian roulette one, and it basically says the first part of the program involved Brown selecting a volunteer who would load the gun. Brown made a group of 100 potential candidates partake in several games, eliminating contestants with each successive round until one remained. The volunteer then loaded a round into one of 6 numbered chambers on a Smith & Wesson revolver and returned it to Brown, and was asked to count upwards from 1 to 6. Brown then fired chambers 3 and 4 at his head, which were empty. He fired chamber 5 into a nearby haystack, which was also empty. Following a pause, he fired empty chamber 6 at his head, and then the loaded chamber 1 into the environment. Brown appeared to have punctured a sandbag with his shot, with sand seen pouring out of it.
Obviously, it was a staged trick.
Yeah,
but so convincing.
Yeah, and they like the whole game of Russian roulette took so long between each shot that it just built up and built up and built up the tension like a good TV show does. It was great to watch.
Yeah, it's good stuff, isn't it? Good old Derren. He did some really good stuff back in the day. So, but how did we get there? Dynamos from your bus. What's a dynamo?
A dynamo. It's an old version of an alternator. So what regenerates the power into your battery. Right. So as your engine is spinning, the fan belt spins the dynamo, which then sends power back into the battery to recharge the battery.
Right. Interesting.
That's basically what your alternator does. But a dynamo is a different version of an alternator.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to have a look at that this week and hopefully get it sorted. But whilst we were down in Devon, man, what an amazing weekend. we were down there for my mate's wedding. So they got married on Friday, and wedding of the century. It was amazing. Just
brilliant.
The actual ceremony and everything was really quick. They just got it out of the way. Really simple, straightforward. Let's just get married and let's have a massive party.
Love it.
And yeah, it really good. And the venue was in a place called the Arches wedding venue in Combe Martin, and it overlooked the beach and the sea, and it was like the most perfect venue. The weather they had was incredible. The perfect sunset as the night ended. Yeah, just amazing.
And there are rumours circulating that Brett Elsmore was on the beers.
Well, I had a few.
Couple of shandies.
Yeah, for first drink since probably Christmas. Yeah.
How did that go down?
All right. I have got to the age where I don't overdo things anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've got into the habit of, I would much rather be able to get up in the morning and go for a run than get up in the morning and have a hangover. So, so I had a few, but I knew when to say no and call it a day.
I like the idea that you've all bought a round and there's 10 of you in this round and you've had 9 pints. And Brett, your round, we're going, guys, it's getting out of hand now. I'm old enough to know when to call it time. I'm going to bed before this gets out of hand.
Yeah.
It's your round. Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's getting out of hand, guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't have many. I had maybe 3 or 4. So it was good. Really good. And then they had the ceremony. Then everybody went out of the venue, and there was prosecco and stuff that they'd put on. And whilst everybody was out the venue, they moved all the chairs out the way and put out tables and put out all the food and everything. They went off and had photos on the beach.
Nice.
And then when they came back, I set up, and they asked me to play some songs for them. So I took my acoustic guitar and the PA down with me. So
what did you do? What sort of stuff did you do?
So I did a bit of I say a bit of everything. What did I start with? I started with, I can't even remember who sings it, but it's the song from Twilight. 1,000 Years.
Christina Perri.
That's her. Yeah. So I started with that. Then did Kiss Me, Sixpence None the Richer.
Oh yes.
Then did a bit of Take That. Did Million Love Songs.
Oh yes. That's classic Barlow. That is.
Yeah. Then did Valerie.
Zootons.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or Amy Winehouse, whichever version. Then did. I think then I did Golden Touch by Razorlight.
Razorlight, yeah.
Then I did I'm Yours by Jason Mraz.
Oh, yeah.
Then did Last Night by The Strokes.
I hope you're listening, Andy Goldsby. You might be getting dethroned here.
And then what else did I do? There was one more before the last, because I've said 7, haven't I? This Charming Man.
I might go out tonight.
Yeah.
Did you take your shirt off?
Had some daffodils as well, fluffing around. And then
did you sing it like Morrissey?
Not quite like that. I just and then Paul's a big Kooks fan, so I did Naive by the Kooks.
Nice.
And then I've ended, because they're both well into Elvis. They walked down the aisle to Hunker Hunker Burning Love.
Wicked.
By Elvis. So I did I Can't Help Falling in Love with You as the last song.
Very nice.
Yeah. It was good.
That sounds like a proper little set.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When I started, I was a bit like, oh, I'm not sure how this is going to go down. And then more or less straight away, all of my mates were wooing and taking the mick and singing along. And it's as soon as they started doing that, I just relaxed and just.
Oh, that's what you want though, because if you
yeah,
turned into just background noise, you'd be like,
exactly. But everyone was singing along and everything. And then as soon as I finished, instead of having a DJ, they just had their phone attached to the speakers in the venue and just played all the songs they wanted to play. And it just turned into a big party. And it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. That sounds good. How were you mic'd up? How was your guitar mic'd up?
I took PA down. Yeah, I took PA down.
Did you have a mic on the guitar and a mic on your...
No. So it's an electroacoustic. So I plugged in the acoustic and then had a microphone. Yeah.
Lovely. Good stuff. That sounds great.
Yeah,
tell you what, a good mood kill could have been, congratulations to the happy couple. Here's a song I wrote. Everyone's going, oh, for God's sake. Can't you just play the Kooks?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I went for all of those.
Here's a song I wrote about love.
But no, it went down really well, and it was such a great night. And then the morning after, so we got taxis back to the campsite at 11 o'clock. So got back. So we didn't have a really late night. We sat outside the buses for a bit, having a chat and stuff, and then went to bed. But I decided to get up at, what time did I get up? I got up at just gone 6 o'clock the next morning on Saturday and got all my running gear on and ran from where we were staying by Coombe Martin in a place called Berry Narber. Ran from there over to Woolacombe so I could do Woolacombe Dunes Parkrun.
So you finally made it to the dunes.
Yeah. So one of the bucket list parkruns is ticked off, which was
amazing. Nice. So how did you get... I was going to say, do you want to talk through it whilst it's still fresh in your mind, or were you...
No, because that's week 4 of Parkrunning The Red Line. We've got to do week 3 this week, so I'll talk about Woolacombe Dunes next week.
Okay. Did you film it? Did you take any video?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So I filmed my run to there, because it was 9 miles from where we were staying in the campsite. That's why I got up so early. And I left the campsite at 7 o'clock, I think. Ran there 9 miles, which was mostly uphill all the way to Woolacombe. And then did the parkrun. And then after the parkrun, walked back down into Woolacombe, got the bus from Woolacombe to Ilfracombe, because that was the end of the line. And then ran back from Ilfracombe back to the campsite, which was about another nearly 3 miles. So it ended up being like a 15-mile day. But yeah, well worth it.
Nice.
And then Sunday we had the day on the beach in Woolacombe, and whilst I was sat on the beach with everybody, I was like, I was going to go for my long run when I get home, but I could do a little bit of a run now. So sat in my swimming shorts and barefoot, I was like, I'll just run down the beach. So went for a run down the beach, ran 1.5 miles down on the soft sand, and then turned down towards the sea and ran through the where the tide was coming in, through like the 4 or 5 inches of water splashing around like a prime what's his name?
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. Ran the other 1.5 miles back because I thought I'd do a 5K. And then as I turned out of the water back onto the normal sand, I was like, have I trod on something sharp? Have I got something stuck in my foot? And it was quite painful. And I was like, what's going on here? So I stopped, looked at the bottom of my feet, and I'd basically sanded the skin away on my the toes next to my big toe on both feet. So yeah, I didn't realise. Go on.
I love the idea that you were like, everyone's just sat around, just chilling, on the beach. I'm going to impress these guys by going for a 5K. This is how it's done, guys. Leave it with me. And you come back without any soles on your feet. You've lost all the skin off your feet.
Yeah.
Hobbling back to them.
Yeah. Trigger warning for everybody, but I'm gonna show you some feet pictures. So this is basically what the bottom of my toe looks like.
That is a fresh bit of skin. That is a fresh bit of skin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, so it's quite sore. Yeah. So I after I'd done that, I had to walk back to the bus and go and wash my feet in some bottled water I'd got at the bus, and then I found some plasters and some micropore tape in my bag, so taped up my toes. And then I also found in my bag some silicone toe sleeves that I've got, which are like to stop you getting blisters.
Yeah.
So put them over the top of the plaster and the tape as well, so I could go back onto the beach and go in the sea with everyone.
Nice.
But I will say they are quite sore. I taped them up yesterday and went for a run, and my feet are quite painful right now.
I am desperately trying to find, but you are all very, very lucky because I can't find it. The state of my feet after I finished the River Severn, wearing Gore-Tex shoes, and I think I've moved it onto a memory stick to clear some storage. And you're very, very lucky.
I think I've got that on my phone because you sent it to me. So
this is the sort of thing we send each other.
I'm going to try and find it. When was it?
Well, the date of it would have been around about the 30th of July, 2025. That was the date I took it. So maybe the days after it was when I sent it.
2025, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah. My feet were in a particularly bad way.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Is it a video? Yeah. Right. Now, like Brett said, I would recommend if anyone is watching this to look away.
Right. If you think the photo I just showed of the bottom of my foot with the skin taken off my toe was bad, make sure you're not eating right now whilst I show you this video. Imagine Frodo and Samwise have just reached Mordor, and they look down at their hobbit feet. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, good times. I haven't seen this look at my second toe. Big toe, 10 out of 10. Big toe's second toe, unrecognized. Is that a toe? I don't know what that is.
That looks like a cocktail sausage.
It does. Oh my God. Yeah, all 6 of them looking in good nick. All 6 of my toes, but don't run in Gore-Tex shoes if you're doing ultra marathons on consecutive days. Not a good idea. But it took me 220 miles to realise that I probably wore the wrong pair of shoes.
Yeah,
but
it took me 5K to realise I should have worn shoes.
Oh, good times.
But yeah, no, great weekend, and yeah, I had great fun. But shall we go back a week, because it is week 3? Well, we've just had week 4's park runs, but we need to go over week 3 of Parkrunning The Red Line.
Yes, so, I did a park run. Did you do that one that day?
I did, yes, because I was down in Dorset, wasn't I? So I ran over to Weymouth Parkrun.
Yes.
So I ran from Portland, where we were staying.
Yeah.
I think it ended up being about 8 mile, 7.5, 8 mile to Weymouth Parkrun. And then, did Weymouth Parkrun. So, yeah, do you know what? I really enjoyed Weymouth. It was great. Afterwards,
can I just say one thing you didn't say? What you showed me on the pre-pod was your trip to get to Woolacombe Dunes. And if you could quickly describe it, or maybe if you've got an elevation graph to show us.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, so the run from the campsite to Woolacombe Dunes ended up being 9 miles.
Yeah. Devon is a bit hilly, isn't it?
But it's a little bit hilly, yes. So on the Thursday when I got there, I decided to run from the campsite to a place that's called Little Hangman, which you will be experiencing very soon
in a few months
on your next thing. So it was along the coast, and I ran 3 miles over to Little Hangman. It's about 3.5 miles, and then I ran back as well, and then did a little bit extra to get to 8 mile. The elevation on that 8 miles to go from where we were camping to Little Hangman and back was 1,627 foot in 8 miles. And the
that's
the
about
elevation
500 meters. It's about 500 meters. Did you run it all? Did you run every single step?
That real high spike in the middle, I walked up that bit.
Oh, did you?
I know. Alex Bodin would be very proud of me. It was unrunnable. It was steps, and like really steep steps that were built into the side, or just really steep grass. And it was unrunnable. But from the campsite to Woolacombe Dunes Parkrun ended up being 9 miles, and there was only 1,109 foot of elevation. But the middle section was interesting because it looked a little bit like that.
Now, if you're listening to this without watching, what Brett is describing is a couple of bumps in the first mile or two, and then from basically sea level up to, I can't read that, 900 feet of elevation or something like that. The 500, I can't see.
No, it's about just over 600, about 625.
Is a 5 mile long, 4 mile long?
No, it goes from about 3 miles to about 6.5.
That's long enough. Hill, and quite a steep hill as well.
Yeah.
So you ran uphill for about 45 minutes, I would have thought, half hour.
Yeah, basically.
That's mad. Just quickly, how did you pace it? Because, sometimes when you're doing a parkrun sandwich, you know that you need to be at parkrun for, let's say, 10 to 9. What watch face have you got? Are you just trusting your pace, or are you looking at the actual time of day to make sure you're not late?
I'd left with enough time. So I worked out the route would be about 8 miles, but it ended up being 9. But I worked out that if I left with an hour and a half to get there, that would give me 10-minute miling, and I'd be there more than enough in time.
So all you needed to do.
So as long as I was running 10-minute miling, I'd still be there with half an hour before the parkrun. So I left at 7 o'clock. So I was like, I want to be there by 8:30. That gives me 10 minutes per mile. But that was my pace.
So you got faster the closer to the top of the hill you got.
Yeah.
You mental case.
Yeah.
And didn't you say the speed to get there was totally pointless because it didn't start till 9:30 anyway?
Yeah, basically, yeah, because loads of people were having trouble parking, so it didn't actually start till 9:30 anyway. But never mind.
Anyway, going back to Weymouth then. So
yes.
How did Weymouth go?
So Weymouth was wicked. It's really good, and on the way round, halfway round, because it was like you did a loop of the park, and then went out along and out and back, turned around a sculpture of a pineapple, and came back, and then did a loop of the park again, and then into the finish.
Yeah.
And when I was on the way back after turning around the pineapple, I heard someone say, "Go on, Brett." And I was like, oh, well, hey, and at the end, a guy called Elliot came over and said hello, which was wicked.
Oh, wicked.
And then
it doesn't happen to me very, very often, but when you are out of town and someone recognizes you, isn't it the weirdest feeling?
Yeah, it was. And I think he was saying that he doesn't live down there, but he's down there quite often because family are down there. So he knows it quite well, and he'd done Weymouth quite a few times. And he'd spotted on Strava that I was down in Dorset, and he'd said to himself, there is no way he's going to be down here and not come and do Weymouth Parkrun.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was quite cool. What was his surname? Elliot Whitaker. So yeah, cheers for that, Elliot. But yeah, it was a really, really good route. It's pretty flat. There was 26 foot of elevation gain in the whole 5K.
Nice.
So what's that? Less than 10 meters.
Yeah. Lovely.
And all of that was on the out of the out and back. So
right.
Yeah, it was good. But I got down there, and because I'd run there and done 7.5, 8 miles to get there, I was like, I'm just going to take it nice and steady and just enjoy it. I'm on holiday. I'm going to enjoy Parkrun. And then when I got there, I realised it was Weymouth Parkrun's 600th event. So it was a big one. There was people all dressed up in costumes and stuff. Someone dressed up as a birthday 600 birthday cake. I got a photo with her actually.
In the middle of July or August, that is.
I know, but
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because it was the 600 event, there was loads of people there, and I stood at the front on the start line, and I was like, yeah, I am going to go steady. I'm going to go steady. They said go, and I went off with the lead pack. Of course I did.
Yeah, that thought lasted.
Yeah, it lasted all of like 10 meters. And I just went out with them. So, I followed the lead pack, and I ended up running a 5:51 for the first mile. And I was like, right, I'm in it now, and I'm just going to have to keep at this pace. So sped up slightly on the second mile, ran a 5:48. Sped up again on the third mile because there was people to chase and people to catch. So when we turned around the pineapple, I could see how many people were in front. So as I came back coming back, I was like, right, I've got this many people to chase. So that was my goal going back along. So I ran a 5:41 for the third mile. And I managed to catch quite a few people, and I ended up coming across the line in fourth. So I was quite pleased with that, with so many people there.
Was it quite a quick park run with 600 people there? There must have been.
Yeah.
The winner must have been sub. 17.
I think they ran 16:20 something. I think, but I ran 17:56, so sub 18. So it was exactly a minute slower than the week before at Arrow Valley.
Yeah, wow.
So that's that. I will take that a week later after my PB. I'll take a 17:56. So yeah. It was really good. But yeah, as I say, the course was nice. The park that you ran around, there were bits where you run through a woody bit, and it was a bit like dirty and stony. Some of the path was a bit gravelly, but then there was bits that were on tarmac as well. So yeah, it was a really good one. So if you are down in Dorset, it's definitely worth a visit.
Oh, good, nice, good stuff. Well, I had a similar thought process and very quickly abandoned it. I did half a sandwich. So it was like a sandwich, but with one piece of bread.
An open sandwich.
Yeah. So I ran down to Parkrun. Laura came and got me. And I did 5 miles easy. First time I've ever said that. It feels quite good. It's quite a nice set amount of miles to do, isn't it? 5 miles.
Yeah.
So I did 5 miles easy, just like the podcast, and got to Pitchcroft and said to myself, I've done 2 sessions this week, hard, and I've just run 5 mile. I am not in any hurry today. Let's do marathon pace at the quickest, which is 22:30, which is 7 minutes 15 a mile. First mile, 6:58. Second mile, 6:51. Third mile, 6:42. So I thought, well, can't slow down now. And then just turned the last corner as you do the grassy finish at Worcester. I thought there was 4 or 5 people there. I can't just let them finish ahead of me. What sort of person would I be? How am I going to sleep tonight? So I had to overtake them. So 0.1 of a mile, 5:28.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So I wanted a 22:30, ended up doing 21:13. So it was half marathon pace, but I actually need to run for my half marathon in a few weeks' time. I need to run even quicker than that. So that's my current PB pace.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just quite nice because I realised when I was about to press my watch, and I thought, well, I know the conversion for a sub 20 is 6:26, but apart from that, I don't really know any other numbers. Like, what is marathon pace in miles? And I was thinking, I think it's about 7:15, 20 or something like that. So I just thought, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
For each, basically, it's 3.1 miles, isn't it? So if you add 20 seconds a mile-ish, you can sort of work out the minutes for parkrun. So a 20-minute is 6:26 a mile. So 6:46 a mile is a 21. And then if you add another 20 seconds a mile, so a 7:06, 7:07 is a, well, no, it's probably a 7:05 is a 22.
Yeah, makes about sense, doesn't it?
So but probably 7:24 would be a 23.
Yeah, but I was wearing my Mega Blasts, and that gave me an idea for my next parkrun video, which I haven't put out yet. Where is, can I do a sub 20 in daily trainers? So yeah, that's one. That's one. Well, you'd say that, you think that, but you have to wait and see what happened in the video. So I didn't. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next week.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So it turns out it is impossible to do a sub 20 not in carbon plates.
No, it's not.
I've proved it, mate. Proved it. It's impossible.
I ran.
I went down to.
I ran Weymouth in my Evo SLs.
I thought you were going to say I did it barefoot, like being on the beach. I actually ran. So the parkrun I did last 2 days ago. What day is it today? Tuesday. 3 days ago was 20:06, and I've actually ran a 20:05 before in dailies, and I've never run under 20 minutes. So anyway, it's my own fault. I'll go into this a little bit in the video, but my first mile was a bit slow.
But how many times have you actually run under 20?
Well, only 5 times, I think.
Exactly. So
yeah. But I want to try and make it the norm. Like, I want to try and start normalizing it and start wearing normal shoes as well.
Yeah. And it will do. It will do soon. As soon as you start knocking down that PB, it will become easier.
Yeah.
So like, as I said, Weymouth, it wasn't an easy effort. It was an effort, but I was wearing daily shoes and I ran a minute slower than my PB. So as soon as you get down to like 18 something, 20 will be like easy.
Yeah, because like sub 20 is still really quite tough for me. It's not easy at all. So kidding myself that I can do it quite comfortably at a relaxed pace is maybe not the best thing to. It's delusion, really.
Yeah,
it is, because it does require a fair bit of work for me. But I mean, for you, 20 minutes is marathon pace, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
For me, marathon pace is 22:30, which I can comfortably run in daily trainers. So yes, I'm hoping to get under 20 minutes, like quite more regularly. But I'm enjoying I'm enjoying chasing 20 again. It could be a whole new series.
Yeah.
Chasing 20 again, notching carbon plates.
Yeah, chasing 20 in dailies.
Yeah. So
nice.
But yeah, so I did enjoy that part, and it was good. It was nice and warm, and massive shout out to Big Chris. I don't even know if he listens to the podcast, but I train every Tuesday and Wednesday with a lad called Chris Scarrett. He's a lovely lad, and he's been wanting a sub 20 for ages, like a year, and he kept getting close, like 2020, 2030, and feeling like he was getting further and further away. But what's interesting is he trains hard. Like he's a really good trainer. When we go to club, he's always ahead of me. He was always doing his reps VO2 max. Like he's always really pushing his reps quite hard. But yet he'd never run a faster 5K than 2020. And then last week, the same day that I'm just talking about, he ran 19:45.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah, so mega pleased for Big Chris.
Yeah, awesome.
And
awesome
work, saw K Deegs down there, the Worcester Kipchoge.
Excellent.
It's good to see Kieran back smashing it again. He did, well, don't know. He finished way before me, so I presume he was in the 18s or the 19s. And so, yeah, I think he's got his eye post-injury on the Worcester half, which is September. And I think, depending on, how fit he is, whether he'll go for it or not, but I'm sure he'll have more than half an eye on that. And, it was just nice to see a load of other people down there, which was good fun. And tell you who else was down there, Max Kelly. He did a video of it, and he came second. He got beaten by a lad called Ben Jones. Now, his brother trains with us called Luke.
And they're both, okay. The Coleridge and Cambridge guy.
Yeah. So they're both lightning fast lads. They're probably early 20s. Luke might even be a teenager. I think Ben is a bit older. And Ben ran it in 15:30, I think. And I think Max Kelly came in about 15:40. And I think Max probably thought, well, to be honest, 15:40 wins most parkruns most days. And then the day you turn up, a Cambridge and Coleridge runner is just doing an easy run and wins it in 15:30. So yeah, that was quite an interesting thing to watch. But yeah, so that was good. And then the day after went and did 15 miles.
Excellent.
Yeah. So nice little bit of
How are you feeling about working in miles now?
I'm getting used to it. I am getting used to it. I said last week I'm finding it harder to pace. I actually think it's easier. I actually think it's slightly easier than kilometers because there are less minutes in a kilometer. Your pace does. It's the complete opposite of what I said last week. Your pace jumps around a little bit more viciously and vigorously than it does in miles. In miles, it seems to settle a little bit more, and I feel like you can rescue a bad mile. Maybe this is purely psychological. Because half a mile is 800 meters. You can probably, if you realize you've gone off a bit faster, a bit slow, you can probably correct that easier than a kilometer, which is semantics, which is stupid because it's all the same distance. We all have to run half marathon.
Yeah, you're not telling a lie. That is completely true.
Yeah, so because there's more time to run in a mile, but on the negative side, when you're working hard, like I did, I tell you what, that's another thing I did. I'll quickly mention it now because time's ticking on. I did my mile repeat session that I was talking about with you.
Yeah.
Last week. So I went down, I didn't go to club sessions last week. And instead I just did my own thing. And people have been saying, just admit it. Are you doing Norwegian singles? Just admit it. Basically, yes. And I decided on doing the mile reps instead of the 400s. Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't do them at half marathon pace because I don't know whether it was the heat or I was in my daily trainers, I was in my mega blasts, but I just couldn't hack it. So half marathon pace needs to be for Worcester, needs to be, I think we said 6:35, didn't we? 6:35 a mile.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Between 6:35 and 6:40. It's fast. That's about 4:05 a K. And I started off, my idea was to just do 4 by a mile, because I wanted originally to do 6 by a mile. And you said, maybe it's a bit much, just do 4, but do them a bit quicker. So what I did was I progressed through. So I did an easy warm-up, and then my first mile I did at 7. Then I did 6:50, then 6:40, and then I got it down to as close to 6:30 as I could. And I finished that last mile and thought, thank God I didn't do 4 reps at this pace, because I just wouldn't have been able to hack it, I don't think. But I quite like doing mile reps because there's a chunky amount of yardage to rack up in one rep, isn't it? So yeah, and I did like a jogging repeat to get back to the loop again.
Nice.
Which is about 2-3 minutes, and then went again, and really enjoyed doing that.
What is it you want to run for the half? A 126?
Yeah, 126 high. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you need like 6:37, 6:38 a mile.
Yeah.
About 4:07 a K.
Yeah, I'm saying 6:35 because I know obviously I need to run slightly quicker than we all need to run slightly quicker than we know we need to.
Yeah, 6:35 is a 126 low.
Yeah. And I think when I do Worcester, it's going to be one of those, I'm allowing myself a blow-up race, because it's about time that I don't race like this very often, where I just get stuck in.
Yeah.
Unapologetically go off quick and just try and run a hard effort and hold it. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. And I'm going to set off at that pace and not feel bad about it. And hope I can do the business.
So, do you know, we were talking last week, and when you were asking about that session and what you should do and everything, and I was trying to give you my opinion, and I said to you, I need to get into half marathon training as well, where I just go and do reps at half marathon pace, and I don't go any faster, and I just do the reps and keep them controlled and everything like that. And I said, and I need to do longer reps and blah, 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 blah. That was on the Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Tuesday, I went down to session with club, and guess what I didn't do?
Listen to your own advice.
Just basically did a complete opposite. So the session was 12 by 400 meters. And then Andy went, your target pace for the 400s is 3 seconds faster than your 3,000 meter pace.
Right.
So a 10-minute 3,000 meters is 80 seconds a lap. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to run 77 seconds a lap. But I had an excellent session. I was well happy because I ran a 77, a 77, 77, 76, 75, 75, 77, 77, 77, 75, 76, 77.
That's pretty consistent.
Yeah. So I was well happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I really good session. Hard, really tough session. And I was running those when I ran the 75s, I turned to Ollie, who I was doing the session with, and I went, how I ran 4 of those in a row non-stop a couple of weeks ago, I have no idea. Because that's
for your mile.
The pace for a 5-minute mile is 75 seconds a lap. And how I even got close to doing that for a mile, I do not know.
Well, did you see that Hugo Fry ran something like 14:20?
Yeah.
And I think in his Instagram, he said, I don't even run 800s at speed.
Yeah.
And then yet he went off at that pace and just found
he
a
PB'd
way.
At that pace, he PB'd the 5K by 25 seconds, I think he said. 25 or 26 seconds PB.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing, though, sometimes when you come into a race and you're almost doing it by feel, and feel is fast. And you're looking at your watch thinking, oh, God, we're going a bit fast here. But yet, your body is saying, no, this is okay. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah. But it's also racing with people. When you are running with people, it's so much easier than trying to do it on your own.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Doing that on your own would be bloody horrible. But yeah, so I've quite enjoyed, this is slightly going off piste, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are always Worcester training sessions. And for one reason or another, sometimes I just don't go down to training. And sometimes it's been a bit of a day when it comes to work, or I want a slightly earlier finish, because when I go to Worcester and by the time I've finished the session, and you know what it's like when you started chatting to people on the car park, you don't get home until 9 o'clock and you think, oh. So sometimes I go and just do my own thing. And yes, it's been a bit warm because it's like 6 o'clock at night and I'm trying to get finished for 7. But I don't mind training those kind of reps on my own sometimes, because sometimes just doing it on my own is hard, but there's value in dragging yourself around that loop, isn't there, on your own? So, so yeah, I'm during this Loch Ness Marathon build, I'm going to be going to do a few reps and nights on my own, but also keep going to club every now and again as well. So I'm not like siding one or the other.
Yeah, just keeping your hand in.
Yeah, basically. So, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Nice. So what week are you on of Loch Ness training?
I'm currently on 4, and this is another big question, right? Because I've decided I'm going to have a deload week this week. So I've done 3 lots of 55-mile weeks in a row.
Yeah. I'm having a deload week this week as well, just because my feet are hurt when I run.
Because you're sick of the coast path. Yeah, because you've got no skin on your feet. Right, first of all, what's it called? A deload, a recovery, or a down week? And what are the differences between those 3 things? Have you ever heard it called a down week?
Yeah, I've heard it called a down week. Yeah, because a down week, I would say, is the same as a deload week. So
yeah,
I would say they're exactly the same. I'd say a recovery week is slightly different, because a recovery week is where you're focusing on recovery, whereas a deload week, you're still keeping the intensity, but you're just reducing the mileage.
Yeah. So I am at a point where I'm thinking a little bit ahead, and I'm thinking, right, next week and the weeks after, I want to be able to be my best self. So maybe this week could be a good idea not to push it so hard. So I don't know whether to keep the mileage as it has been at 55 miles and then reduce the intensity, or just reduce the volume. Yeah.
Reduce the volume, because you want to keep that intensity, because as you said, you want to keep your hand in or keep your toe in. You want to keep that there and keep your legs turning over, but do less of it so you feel fresher when you start next week.
Yeah. And I've also heard people say that one really good way to take a deload week is to pretty much keep your discipline throughout the week. Let's just say, for example, you're like us two and you do a Sunday long run. Instead of doing 18 miles, just take 6 miles off.
Yeah.
And just do a slightly shorter Sunday long run. So that's how you lose your mileage that week, which is arguably no different. I don't know, but
think about, how would you do a taper week? Would you reduce any intensity in the week, or would you just take off mileage?
The week of the race, yes.
Oh, the week of the race. But I mean, like when you're having a 3-week taper. on
It's
that
volume.
first paper week, you'd just drop the volume, wouldn't you? That's basically what deload week is. You're just doing that in the middle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. But how much volume I'm going to drop, I don't know. I think I might go down to about 45 miles, just do about 10 mile less. And then hopefully next week I'll come back into it and feel.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, I've never known anything more binary than kilometers versus miles. The amount of mudslinging I've had from both sides has been has been sheer.
Yeah,
there's been a lot.
All I'm going to say is one of us.
So yeah, I don't know if my switch is permanent yet, but I am enjoying working in miles. I'm just one thing I'm struggling with is working out the weekly mileage.
Yes.
Because I have it in my head that I do 10Ks rather than 6 milers, and the numbers are obviously different. But what I'm liking doing is getting to Saturday and doing 40 miles. So then I know, right, okay, 15, 16 Sunday, that takes me up to 55, 56. So,
whilst we're on that, I've remembered we didn't fully answer Ryan Close's question. We posed the question and then chatted about you changing to miles. But what do you think Ryan should do? So he's doing what marathons? Malaga marathon, and he said all of the markers will be in kilometers. Do you think he should change to running and working in kilometers in his training, so that when he gets to the race, because that's why you've done miles, isn't it? Do you think he should do it the other way around and stop working in miles so he can work with kilometers when it comes to race day?
I don't think you should, Ryan. I think because the good thing about having kilometer boards, you've got a 5K, you've got a 10, you've got a 15, you've got a 5 kilometer marker. So if you're going to do any sort of manual lapping, then do what I've never done and what Brett always does, which is a 5K manual lap, because there is no way you'll be able to miss a 5K, 10K board. And then because you just know in your head how the pace feels, don't you? And it's quite a change, and it's taken me quite a while.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Number one, in a marathon, I'd always switch my auto lap off because I don't want it beeping at me every mile. Number two, do your 5K manual laps, because you can. It's a long enough block to keep your pace consistent and know how you're getting on. And it gives you then time to know that if you're slightly behind or you're slightly ahead, it gives you a long enough block in the next one to speed up slightly or slow down slightly, rather than trying to do it every mile or every kilometer. So the 5K blocks is really good. And yeah, with that whole, if you are then training in kilometers, you're then changing your watch to beep every kilometer. And I can't think of anything more annoying than going out for a long run and your watch beeping at you that often.
Yeah. If you're not used to it, if you're coming from miles 2Ks, can you handle 42 watch beeps? It might not be a thing for you, but if it is, that's going to do your head in once every 4 or 5 minutes going off. That's a lot of beeps.
Ryan, I would say if you're working in miles now, continue working in miles, but when it comes to race day, just use the 5K splits, and that will do you well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Because we're running low on time.
Yeah.
Shall I finally get in? Here comes Bod's.
Yeah. Shall we do comments and emails now, and then we'll go on to Parkrunning the Red Line as the final part of the pod?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. I've got it. So, do
you want to do comments first?
Well, I'll do this email first, and then we'll go to comments, and then we'll read the rest of the emails. Because
the only reason I'm saying that is because I've got a story about that email, which may take Well, it won't be really long, but it might be a bit of a conversation starter between us.
Yeah. Let's just do it now because you never know.
Okay.
The comments might take us 3 weeks to get through.
Cool.
Right. This was sent on the 31st of May by Paul Brogdon. Now, I think I'm right by saying that's Here Comes Bod, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said Here Comes Bod at the bottom of his email. So he's titled it Gross Story / A Warning. Hi, guys. I listened to episode 112 on my long run this morning. Thanks for the shout out on the Strava segment. Last year, I ran an ultra and got myself on the leaderboard, and you took the following week off. Gutted. This year, the competition is a lot tougher, so I was chuffed to get a mention. I'd also be interested in a backyard ultra meetup. I'm definitely going to be attempting one in the next year or two, so with friendly faces would be great. Anyway, on my run, I was considering submitting my gross running story, even though it's not Pooh's news. After hearing the start of episode 113 on my drive home, where you talked about not carrying water on long runs, I felt I had to, as a warning to middle-age plus running gentlemen. Like Brett, I would regularly go out on a long run with no hydration if it wasn't hot. It's never been an issue until earlier this year. As usual, I went for a wee immediately before my run, and I set off for my 22k easy with just a couple of gels. It was February, it was cold, the run was great, everything was good until I went for a post-run wee and watched in horror as a stream of pure blood came out. As every man does when blood is pouring out of somewhere it shouldn't, I immediately consulted Dr. Google and discovered bladder slap, where an empty bladder is vigorously jostled during prolonged exercise. The opposing walls of the bladder repeatedly knock against one another, leading to irritation, micro-tearing, and visible blood in the urine, a condition clinically known as runner's hematuria. Basically, I'd completely emptied my bladder, then smashed it around for a couple of hours and filled it with blood. My next toilet visit was thankfully normal, and I'd made sure to keep myself hydrated ever since there was no repeat occurrences. I suspect my age has got something to do with this, as it hasn't been a problem for years, so something for you guys to look forward to. Enjoy the break. I might be able to catch up with Marncast before you coming back. I presume this is before our summer break.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the 5-hour plus episode on 114, which will come in useful as I'll be deep in training for the Lakeland 50. I think that was about 3 weeks ago. Sorry, Paul. But all the best, Paul. Here comes Bod. Wow.
So, I did say I'd got a bit of a story to go along with this. I have experienced bladder slap a total of 4 times.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. The first time, I absolutely crapped my pants when it happened because the feeling is you desperately need the toilet. It's like you've never needed the toilet more than that moment.
Okay.
And you go to the loo and it's quite tough to push it out, even though you're really desperate to go. And then when it starts to come out, it's bright red and it's like you're peeing pure blood. But apparently just a tiny drop of blood mixed with your urine can make it look like it's pure blood. So it might not be a huge amount of blood, but there's blood in there. So the first time it happened to me was about 2013, 2014. And it was the day after London Marathon. And stupidly, the day after London Marathon, I decided to go for a run. And I ran and I was in Sainsbury's car park when I really needed the loo. So went into Sainsbury's for a wee and just peed blood. And I was crapping myself. I ended up ringing 111 to get some advice. And they basically said, you've got blood in your urine, go to the doctors. as soon as you can. So I went down to did I go down to the emergency doctors down at the hospital? Because obviously it was a Sunday. No, it wasn't. It was a Monday. Yeah. So I think I may have gone down to the hospital. I may have gone to my GP. Anyway, they got me to pee into a test tube or whatever it is, a sample tube. And then they have a like a litmus test dipping thingy, and they dip it in there, and depending on the color it goes to tells whether there's blood in your urine. And he went, yeah, you've definitely got blood in your urine. So because of all of the issues that it could be, we're going to send you for some tests. So because obviously it could be assigned to lots of things like prostate cancer and all that sort of stuff. And because I was in my 30s, they were like, yeah, you're going to have to go and do this. So I went down to my appointment at the hospital, and the first thing they did was an ultrasound, and they do an ultrasound all over your bladder and everything to check that it's all okay. And they do that when you've got a full bladder. So you have to go down to the hospital. They give you basically 1.5 liters, 2 liters of water and say, drink all of that. And you're not allowed to go to the toilet. So you burst in for the loo because you've got a full bladder, and they do the ultrasound. They then say you can go for a wee, and then they bring you back in and ultrasound again when you've emptied your bladder just to check it's all okay. Then from there, I then went down to the next part of the hospital where it was, they were going to put a camera into my bladder to check that it was all okay. So I got in there, and basically they said, go to the loo and empty your bladder, and then take off your trousers and your pants and sit onto the bed. And they got a syringe, but with no needle on, full of like numbing gel, and they put that into the end of your Johnson and squirt some numbing gel in there, and then hold the end of it closed so it doesn't come back out. Yeah. And that, yeah, it's there for a bit until it numbs enough. And then they said, right, we'll get the camera. And I thought it was going to be like a fiber optic sort of like camera. So it'd be just something that went down. They brought out the camera, and it was like
it was a Go 3S.
Oh, well, it was one of those cameras that they can control. So it's like got a mind of its own, like a snake.
No.
And it was the thickness of a pencil. So can you imagine?
No, move on.
Right. So they then get that and shove that down the end. It then gets to your prostate as they're going down your urethra, and they go, oh, yeah, we got to your prostate now. Can you cough for us? So as I coughed, they just shoved it even like harder to go past, and they get it down into your bladder. And then it was like primary school, because she then walked away from the bed and walked back wheeling a big TV. And pointed the TV at me and went, that's the inside of your bladder.
Here's through the dragon's eye.
Yeah, basically. And then with the joystick, she got the camera inside my bladder to basically do a 360 of my bladder, and then turned the camera back on itself and went, look, there's the entrance or the exit of your bladder. You can see the camera coming in it. And basically showed me all the inside of my bladder and everything. And she was like, yeah, that's all okay, that's fine. And then they pulled the camera out, and then after that I had to have a prostate exam. So it was lie on your side, get your knees by your chest, and think of England.
Good times.
And yeah, so it all came back and it was perfectly fine. And they basically said, yeah, you'd had a case of bladder slap. You were so dehydrated that your bladder had hit against itself and caused bleeding inside your bladder. A few years later, I was screen printing all day on a hot summer's day. And obviously it was really hot. I'd got 2 heaters on that are running at about 400 degrees C in my shop, and I was printing all day, and I obviously hadn't had enough water to drink. Went out for a run, exactly the same. Peed blood when I got home. So went to the doctors again, and they went, "Yep, you're gonna have to go through all the tests." So I had to go and have that done again. So I had exactly the same. They brought out a camera size of a pencil, and I was like, "Yeah, I know exactly how that feels." Right. So they did it again, and then concluded and went, "Yep, you've just had a case of bladder slap again. You were dehydrated." And a few years later, it happened again. And I was like, so I went to the doctors, and he went, "I reckon you've just had bladder slap again." And I went, "Yeah, I think I have as well." And he went, "I can send you for the tests if you want." And I went, "I'm all right, Tar.
No, thanks.
I'm good." So yeah, and then I've had it one more time since.
He's wheeling out the big TV. Like, put it back.
Yeah,
I can tell you what it is, right?
Unless you're playing Pigeon Street or Geordie Racer, I ain't having that TV out. Yeah. So yeah, it is something to think about, that you may need to make sure that you are hydrated on a run. Otherwise, that can happen.
I think, as a man, as a human, I'm invincible sometimes. And I think that I can go on a run. I run 6 days a week without even thinking about it sometimes. And that's not me showing off. It's just the routine that I'm in. And I've got to be careful, because my body is a very delicate little thing, isn't it? And, you know, you can't really take it for granted, because there's you're gonna, if you're not keeping petrol in the engine, you're gonna end up like your bus on the side of the road.
Basically, yeah. But it was scary the first time it happened.
I can
really
imagine.
Scary.
Yeah, God, I hope that never happens to me. So
yeah, but I've had it 4 times now.
4 times, wow.
Yeah, which when you think about it, you think you're an absolute dickhead, Brett, but you don't really notice that you're that dehydrated before you go out, and it's only after the run that you realise how dehydrated you were.
Yeah, because it's a completely different system to your cardio system, isn't it? Because the cardio system is the one that you listen to, really. And then maybe your belly starts rumbling. So you think, oh, yeah, might be a bit hungry. And then, oh, God, actually, yeah, I think I might need some water as well. Strangely, that's the thing that enters your head last, isn't it? Unless it's an exceptionally hot day, especially like Paul said, on a cold February morning.
Yeah, you wouldn't even think about it. Yeah.
No. So, yeah, I can imagine that is very, very. So what would you say if that does happen to you? Obviously, we're not doctors, but what would you say the practical advice would be?
Oh, go and get it checked out. Get to the doctor straight away, because it might not be bladder slap. There is probably a 80-90% chance that it probably, if you've been out on a long run and it probably is bladder slap and you're dehydrated. Yeah. But there is that chance that it's not.
Yeah.
So go and get it checked out.
I remember I did this fortunately hasn't happened since, but when I did the Amsterdam Marathon, one of my first ones I did, I finished it, and immediately after I'd finished, like the adrenaline left my body, I got this like really low stomach pain, and it almost made me keel over in pain. And it was, I think, the fact that I was really dehydrated, but I didn't suffer with, any blood or anything like that.
But a lot of the time,
pain I felt.
Yeah, a lot of the time at the end of a race, you'll pee and it'll be like bright orange and almost like the consistency of treacle.
Yeah.
But it's never red. It's like just orange, showing that you're really dehydrated. So you've had some liquid in your bladder, but you are really dehydrated. But I think
that was a great email, Paul. I think that was worth the wait. He's probably thinking, well, not really, because I wanted you to talk about this 6 months ago when I wrote in. But if anyone is listening to if anyone's listening to this and they think, oh, well, I've had something that's gone wrong similarly, let us know. We could turn this into some sort of. Do you remember the Channel 4 thing called Embarrassing Bodies?
Yes.
Or whatever it was. We could.
Yeah.
You could write in and tell us your gross stories. Maybe that could be a feature. Gross stories.
Yeah.
Gross stories. But anyway, cheers, Paul. That was a really important email. So yeah, thanks very much. And hope you're keeping well. I hope Lakeland 50 went well.
Yes. Well, it did, because we went through the Strava segment last week, didn't we? And Paul was up there on the elevation gain.
Yes, he was.
He has commented about that. So
excellent.
Let's go to the comments. So first one from last episode is from Liger Pride, and they say, "Sorry, George, rebase." And that is in response to George and his 16% increase. So
Yes.
Liger Pride agrees that we might have to reset. But there we go. Next one is from Steve Hardy, and he says, Day of the Jackal is great, Brett. Also highly recommend. So I might have to give that a go. Serious question. Having just run 40-50 in York 10K and been on for 39 minutes, I got to 7K and struggled mentally to push through at the same pace and eased off, cursing myself, waving other runners past me like I didn't care at the end. I had got into my own head. Any techniques you guys use to keep it on later in a race and try to either embrace or push back those thoughts just telling you to slow down and hang on?
I quite like the Adam Hill one, where if he doesn't PB, all his family will die.
Yes. Yeah. I also like his one of playing mind games with everyone else, when even if he's feeling crap, he will run up next to someone and go, "This is great, isn't it? How you doing, mate?" And just chatting to them just to make them feel even worse. Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. It's you got to train your brain, haven't you?
I will say, when I was doing my park run the other week, when I ran my PB, the whole of the last mile, which I was pretty much running solo, the thing that was going through my head through the whole, and actually that's what it was like at from 20 miles at London Marathon. I was saying to myself during the parkrun, during the last mile, how good would it be to have a PB with 16 at the start? How good would it be? How good would that look? How good does that sound? For the whole of the last mile, I was going, imagine having a PB with 16 at the start. Can you imagine? How good does that sound? And that was just going through my head for the whole of that last mile of that parkrun. And I pretty much did that at London as well. I was like, imagine running 250. Imagine. And as it was starting to go away, the 250 dream started to die. I was like, imagine a PB. Imagine how good it'll be crossing that line faster than you did last year. And that, really spurred me on. So even though it was hurting, I was like, imagine how good it will feel when you cross that line and it's better than you wanted.
Yeah. Also, Steve, another thing is that the more you try, the more it gets easier. So fair enough, you've tried it, at that time and it didn't quite come off. Maybe the next time you try, you'll get closer. You might even get it. So just remember, you don't have to nail a PB first time round every time, because, you can't, it doesn't always work like that. So don't worry. Don't think that you're mentally weak just because on one given day, a run didn't go very well. That's not the case at all. So just keep plugging away. Yeah.
Or do that stupid thing that I do sometimes where it gets hard and it starts to hurt. And I say to myself, "Oh, you reckon this hurts, Brett? I'll show you how much it can hurt. Come on."
Yeah. And then
push even harder.
And then Google, whilst you're running, a picture of, what's that camera called that goes up the
Yeah.
If you think this hurts,
Imagine this going up your Johnson.
yeah, just think
Yeah.
of that image of someone wheeling the TV towards you. Oh,
Yeah.
run faster then.
Yeah. But there we go. Right. Yeah. So yeah, Steve, it's difficult to give other people advice on mental like toughness or how to push through those things, because I think it's very personal. But yeah, I do think the thinking about how good it will feel and how good it will sound if you keep pushing and get to that target does help.
Yeah.
Next one's from It's Ghost Pepper, and I think this is Nathan, because he says, I can't believe I've been mugged off the top spot by Brett. I demand a recount. In all seriousness, what a run, Brett. Awesome PB. Cheers, mate. Thank you, dude. Next one is from George James Carpentry.
Here he is.
Would be.
Yes.
And he just says, I'm sitting pretty with my 1928 PB from Rickmansworth Parkrun. Brilliant. Next one is from Ian Booth, and he says, what fantastic news. Huge congrats to Andy and Laura. Sub 20-minute 5Ks and running marathons are very special achievements and memories that will last forever, but nothing compares to the feeling of becoming a dad. Enjoy the journey. I wish you both all the very best.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Next one's from Seven Stride, and he says, cheers, guys. Appreciate you taking the time to answer. 20 miles will be my cutoff during the block then. Hoping to hit a 3:40, but we shall see. I've probably put too much pressure on myself by putting a target finish time on my first marathon. Oh, well, what will be, will be.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. What will be, what will be. But I don't think there's anything wrong with putting a target on it, because it shows what you're aiming for. And if you don't hit that target, oh, well, it was a target and it was your first one. That's why I always like using the word target. Don't use the word goal, because that sounds too much pressure. Just have it as a target. If you hit the target, brilliant. If you just miss the target, still brilliant. So, yeah, go out and enjoy it. Next one is from Billy the Running Fish, and he says, Andy Maguire getting dangerously close to the Norwegian singles in his area with his sessions of late. Congratulations to the pair of you on the PBs and major life events.
Cheers, Billy.
And then next one's from Hayley, and she says, huge congrats to Andy, Laura, and Daisy.
Oh,
Andy, you'll not be able to do anything right now. Breathing, walking too loudly, generally existing will all become very annoying for Laura.
Yeah.
Such a wonderful time to be alive.
Yes, let's say no more.
Yeah. Next one's from Rob Scott, and he says, whoa, 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 Andy. You don't just leave the metric mafia like you're cancelling your Netflix. Standard suspension is 1,000 days, after which you may make your case for a readmission committee. See you sometime around early May 2029. P.S. Congrats and big love on your really big news. That's amazing.
Nice one, Rob.
Next one is from Hedge Donkey. I like this one. It says, woo! Congratulations, Andy and Laura and Brett on his almost as newsworthy PB.
Some would say it's bigger news. Sub 17.
Yeah. Next one's from John Turner and says, congratulations. That was a nice bit of news on my easy run this morning, which genuinely made me smile. Tips from me. No races in 2027. Put Garmin Sleep Score in the bin. Invest in a cellular watch. Start pre-booking Uncle Brett for babysitting duties.
Yeah.
4 a.m. easy runs become the norm. And ultimately, welcome to the party, pal.
As long as they get me 8 hours every day, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Next one is from Jackie Wilson. Hang on, 2 secs. Guess what's just gone?
Have your AirPods just run out of battery?
Of course they have.
That is so unlikely. What an unlikely event to happen.
I know. So, next one's from Jackie Wilson. And she says, it was indeed the Lakeland 50 that bagged me the Strava segment overall win. Can't gloat to my lovely son, though, because he did it too, and much quicker than me. And it was his first 50 miler. I'm very proud of him. Maybe one day, Andy, that will be you lining up with your firstborn at the best race ever. In the meantime, there's the Lakeland 1 for kids. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Huge congratulations to you and Laura. Thanks for the podcast, both.
I could do the Lakeland 1. Forget the kids.
You might be able to be competitive in that.
Course record. Well, at least I can measure it. I know the right measurements. At least be able to pace it.
Exactly. Next one's from Jeff 6195, and he says, enjoyed that, fellas. Good company on my long run as usual. That said, I noticed this pod was all running content. I thought I tuned into a spin-off series for a minute. Brilliant.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah. Next one's from Cole JB, and he says, excellent pod as usual, guys. Get it back to a Saturday release pronto, as I need my Sunday long run fix. Congratulations to Andy, who will no longer be the kid in the household.
I'll always be the kid.
P.S. Did you know that it was actually Andy that started the sinister whisper of the Strava segment? Check out the end of episode 32. So we're going to have to go back and have a look at that.
God, that must be like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No way.
And then last one is from Here Comes Bod. And he says, I had no idea I'd done 9,990 foot because I use modern units. And I'm disgusted at Andy for going to the dark side.
I told you.
I am quite taken by the idea of measuring elevation in Mac Ashworth, though. Also, I ran the Lakeland 50. I had a theory that all the top 3 ran it, and I've seen from a comment that Jackie did. Well done, legend. It was brutal and completely put me off running a hilly ultra again for just over a week. Now I'm desperate to get into the 100 next year. I wish I could say I'd wait for you to read out my email, but I know what's in it. No rush. Congrats again to Andy and Laura. Brilliant news. You'll be a great dad. We're all just winging it, so don't worry too much.
Okay. Noted.
And there we go. That was the comment. So thank you very much to everybody who commented.
I've just seen, just looking through the comments as well, there's one extra one that made it through. Did you see one from... Oh, it's gone. Maybe that's why you didn't see it. Something about some Chinese shoes.
Oh, if it was about Chinese shoes, don't bother.
Is that why you haven't read it out?
No, I didn't ignore it because of that. But yeah.
It's from PyTJEPUK 8653. That's how he's known to his friends.
Excellent.
Just bought some Leaning Red Hair 9 Pro shoes for €80. Great shoes.
Oh, okay.
Are they the dailies? The Red Hair 9s.
Not a clue.
You don't know, don't care, do you?
No, don't know, don't care. But no, I have heard very good things about leanings, but I don't know if I'm not interested. I'm just. Well,
we're gonna have to start calling Lee Neal Leaning now, don't you?
Yeah, I know, Leaning Neal.
Leg it Leaning. Because he's bought some. I really want Lee to change his name on Parkrun to Leaning. Yeah. That would be amazing. Because he's just bought some shiny shit. He's just bought some leanings, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Brilliant.
So, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I'm not really familiar with those shoes, but I know a lot of people are. So €80.
Nice.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. Right. So we are running out of time. We need to. This should be the big thing of the pod each week at the moment. Is Parkrunning the Red Line. So our competition that is running. So if you are still listening, you are awesome. But let's get into Parkrunning the Red Line. Week 3. Yes, I know we've just run week 4, but we didn't talk about week 3. So week 3, people who broke their age grading and improved their age grading. There was 8 people on week 3 who did it. We've had some really good results every week.
I'm definitely out of the top 10 now.
So
gotta be.
In 8th on week 3 was Neil Marsh, who improved by 0.08%. In 7th was Gaz Barker, who improved by 0.15%. In 6th was Rodney Lowe, who improved from his 0.04, I think it was.
Again?
So he has improved. And this time he did 0.43% improvement. So
good
awesome
man.
work, Rodders. In 5th is Mark Griffiths, who improved by 1.31%.
Wow.
And this is where it gets interesting, because in 4th was Jordan Deere, who improved by 2.01%.
That's a big PB, isn't it?
Yeah, just over 2%, which is awesome, Jordan. But that's in 4th place. So if 2% is in 4th place, what's coming?
3%.
And in
a new leader.
And in 3rd place is Anton Hardy, who improved by 2.88%.
What was the one before?
What, in 4th was 2.01.
Okay, yeah.
So Anton Hardy has improved by 2.88%, which is awesome. In 2nd, paced by Beardy Rich himself.
Yes.
Is Mark Mystery Burton, who improved by 2.97%. So just under 3%, which is amazing. But in 1st place for week 3 is Nathan Metcalf, who improved by an incredible 3.39%.
That's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. But that means it's all change on the leaderboard.
Yes.
And on the leaderboard after week 3, everyone has improved by at least 1.17%, which is 10th place, and that is Mark Hurdy-Gurdy. So in 9th is Mark Griffiths with 1.31%. In 8th place is Mike Lee with 1.46%. In 7th is Jordan Deere with 2.01%. 6th is the Baconator, Sam Bacon, with 2.13%. In 5th is Nathan Cleary with 2.44%. In 4th, I've been knocked off the podium, is me with 2.79%.
Wow.
In 3rd is Anton Hardy with 2.88%. 2nd is Mark Mystery Burton with 2.97%. And in 1st place is Nathan Metcalf with that incredible 3.39% improvement.
Do we know what Nathan ran? Do we know his
I can
his
find
numbers?
out. I can find out for you. Let me just have a look.
and where the scene of the crime was.
Yeah, let me just have a look for you. So, where are you, Nathan? So, hang on, just finding.
Probably should have cleared this
Yes, sorry.
pre-podcast with you. Sorry.
Right, so it would have been the 1st of August, wouldn't it? And
Yes.
it was. So his previous PB was 22:56.
Yeah.
And he went to Morecambe Prom Parkrun, and he ran 21:45.
Wow.
And got an age grade of 65.67%. So, yeah. So, awesome work from Nathan.
I tell you who he lives up there, Tyson Fury. Apparently he goes jogging. I don't know if he's probably in Hollywood nowadays, isn't he? But I think he goes out running on the seafront in Morecambe.
Oh, okay.
You can often see him and Big John running on the seafront. I wonder if Nathan's ever met him. But yeah, well done, everyone. That's
yeah, it is hotting up on that leaderboard.
The top 3 is all changed.
Yeah, there are so many people who have improved their age grade now. It's wicked. So many PBs.
Amazing. We love to see it.
Yeah, it's
love
great
to see it.
And I'm happy to drop down into 4th place because those improvements, those results are incredible.
Yeah. And I'm not done yet. I'm going to have one more go. Yeah, one more go. Yeah.
Well, if my toes recover, I might have a go with you as well on that day.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll see.
Yes.
But what I was going to say, yeah, that is Parkrunning the Red Line. Week 4 we've just had. I will sort out the results, and on the next pod we will go through week 4. So awesome work from everybody so far. We are halfway through. Well, we're just over halfway through, but we're halfway through on the pod.
So we think we're going to get back on track. You might be getting 2 podcasts in a week next week.
Yes.
Because we're going to record again after the weekend coming.
Yeah, because I'm busy
Brett's away again.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll go back to normal, regular scheduling.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes, the week after.
Yeah. But it only leaves one thing. And apparently you were the person who invented this. So do you want to do it this week?
I don't know if I'll be able to do it with as much menace as you do it. I'll take away the pop shield. Okay, here we go. Do I have to get up close? The Strava Segment. That was sinister, wasn't it? That was weird. That got weird. That got really weird. Isn't it uncomfortable watching the other person do it? That's how I feel every week, mate. Since episode 38. You've just felt how I've been feeling for Brilliant. 2 years.
Yeah. Love it. Anyway, Strava segment for not last week, week before. Our leader for distance was Ryan Baker with 91.6 miles.
Wow.
And in second place was Craig Knowles with 84 miles on the nose. And in third, he'd taken a down week or a deload week this week.
Yeah.
Adam Mays with 81.8 miles. So awesome work from you three. And then for our climbing, how many of these feet do you reckon were done at running pace and how many at walking pace?
I know it is already.
In first place is this guy runs an explosion with 7,303 foot. So
this guy walks.
Alex. In second is Do you remember 21st night of September? With 5,144 foot. And in third place is Chris Reynolds with 4,488 foot. So awesome work from everybody. Then for our ladies, distance, first place is Rachel Watson with 63.5 miles. Second place is Chloe Hamard with 61.7. And third place is Victoria Lee with 55.7 miles. And then for our climbing, first place, Victoria Lee with 3,212 foot. Second, Ash Spedding with 2,438 foot. And in third is Rachel Watson with 2,382 foot. So incredible work from everybody once again.
Yeah, well done, guys. That's a good old... It gathers, the podcast gathers pace, doesn't it, towards the end?
It does.
It's the Strava segment and the Parkrunning The Red Line leaderboard. Oh, what a finish.
Yeah. So, have you got any other business or any other news?
No, I think there's a few things that just I've written down here that we just haven't got around to mentioning.
Yeah.
European champs going on this week.
Oh, yeah. And Jakob is back.
Yeah, he smashed it last night,
Jakob
didn't he?
Back. It won the 5,000 meters last night. And my favorite part of the race was where Jimmy Gressier went to pick up the pace and try and drop everyone. And Jakob just touched him on the arm and went, whoa. What are you doing? Just slow down, mate. Slow down. And Jimmy Gressier went, all right then, okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, anything you say, Jakob.
And then out kicks him at the finish in the last 100 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Old Mr. Jakob doesn't have a kick. Ingebrigtsen out kicks everyone in the last 100 meters.
He looked good last night, didn't he?
He did. For his first race back after 11 months and his Achilles surgery. And not bad going.
Interestingly, the champs are in Birmingham.
Yes.
And on Sunday, there is a race called the Unity 5K. And the entries actually close tomorrow or Thursday. And I've got my finger on the button, but I don't know whether I need to do because it will be difficult. It won't be quote unquote a PB course.
It's on the marathon course, isn't it?
So are they doing 5K loops then for the marathon?
Yes. Wow, and just so you know, because I heard this bit of information, every 5K loop for the marathon. So basically they do a kilometre. I think it's a kilometre in the stadium or there's a start kilometre. They get onto the 5K loop, do 8 loops of the 5K, and then do a kilometre to the finish back from where they started.
Yes. Okay.
But every 5K loop on the marathon has 50 meters of elevation.
Oh, it's going to be like Paris.
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah. But in Paris, it was all in a couple of climbs, weren't it? Whereas this one, it's just going to be slow, steady climbs for the whole race.
Oh, wow. That could be a good race then.
Yeah. So if you are doing the Unity 5K, you've got 50 meters of elevation to look forward to.
So it ain't going to be easy. Birmingham is not easy to run around.
No.
It's definitely not a flat city. But that's going on Sunday, which sounds like could be a good event. So let us know if you are doing it / did it and how it went.
Yes.
And can I just give one quick person a quick shout out? The Baconator did his 1:30 half marathon in the sizzling midday heat in Battersea Park last week.
Yeah, doing loops and loops of Battersea Park, running through people.
Now, I'll be honest, that looked stressful.
It sounds as bad as the Redditch half is.
People running all different speeds in the middle of the road. And as always, if you're running fastest, you for some reason have to run the longest round everyone. So, as long as Iris and Janet, who are doing it in 14 hours, can take the race in line, then that's fine. Oh, I'm getting bitter. But anyway, well done.
Deserves to be there, Andy. Everyone.
They do.
They paid the same entry fee.
Yeah, just get out of the way. But you do deserve to be there. But well done to the Baconator. That's quite
awesome work.
a very impressive run. So
good work, mate.
Yeah.
Right. So on that, we shall say thank you so much for watching or listening. Get over onto YouTube and give us a subscribe. We want to get up to that magic 1,000 subscribers. So just go over there. Even if you don't watch YouTube, just sign into YouTube and give us a subscribe.
We're on 792. Can you make it 800 for us? Make our dream come true.
Yeah. So, get over there. But, thank you so much for watching or listening. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
See you later, guys.